Okay, so there is a decent size amount of brothers who are pissed because I gave the A twins some shine. And again, I wanted to hear something positive about black men instead of all the negative, right? So if you don't understand that, then I don't know what else to tell you. And see, I'm the type of person who likes to do different things. Every day, I'm not going to feel the same. There's some days I'm going to want scrambled eggs. There's some days I'm going to want a omelet. So there's some days I want to say good morning to my neighbors. There's some days I don't. There's some days I want to give a black woman a shout out. There's some days I don't. That was the day I wanted to do it. Relax, it's not that serious. So without any further ado, let's get into it.
Now, with a court case making headlines, a man citing a little known law and getting awarded millions of dollars after his wife cheated on him. ABC's Adrian Banker with the details.
Why are you taking my wife?
The man in this desperate moment awarded nearly $9 million in an unusual court case to be paid by his wife's lover.
Deanie, you're picking him over me?
Keith King is seen pleading with his wife. The man restraining him in the doorway, Francisco Hizar, is the other man.
Stop trying to enter.
King's wife, Danielle, is heard off camera.
I don't want this. I don't want it to be like this.
King says he learned of their affair in 2015 after seeing a phone number he didn't recognize. He says he called it and Hizar answered.
When he answered, I simply said, "She is a married woman. Do not contact her ever again."
But the affair continued on and off until 2017, when King filed a civil complaint against Hizar, citing an obscure law, alienation of affection. Only on the books in 6 states, including Utah, Hawaii, and North Carolina, where King filed his claim, it requires proof of a happy marriage and evidence that the love and affection between a couple was destroyed by the wrongful or malicious actions of the defendant. King gathered text messages, Facebook posts, phone records, and hotel receipts, proving Hizar ended their wedded bliss.
She's my wife, man.
Now at trial, Hizar and Danielle King claim the marriage had always been troubled, and Tom Hizar reportedly plans to appeal.
All right, Adrian, thanks so much.
Do you guys remember Fletcher Cox, the defensive end on the Philadelphia Eagles? I did a story about him last year. He was dating a white woman, in love with a white woman that was married to a Marine, a white male. And that Marine took Cox to court because he said he knew she was married. And there are laws in certain states where if you mess with a married woman and you know she's a married woman, you can be sued by her beta male husband. And that's what this guy is. He is a beta male. The white male has put a law in place to help the beta male. The beta white. No, excuse me. I'm going to have to use the term Shade the Champ uses. Omega male. Look it up. And so a guy calls his wife phone. He calls it back because obviously he has low self-esteem and he suspected something. So this Omega male calls the number back. He tells him, listen, this is my wife. She's married. So because he did that and he has phone records, the courts took that into consideration. Like, okay, he did talk to this guy, and to be awarded $8.8 million. And see, this Omega male don't want the money. It's not about the money. He wants her. That's the problem. And he loves her so much. He is, hallucinating, passing out, crying all over television. Saying, this guy took my wife, banged my wife, took her on vacations. She spent obviously spent money out of their account, their joint account, on him. Paid for drinks, margaritas, hotel rooms. So he's looking at all these, stuff that's charged to the credit card, and he's like, wow, she's all over the world. Wow. So he suspect she may be cheating. And she was. So now this guy says, I'm taking this SOB to court. That's my wife, man. And see, these Omega males don't understand that you have to check the woman. She made that decision to charge your debit card, your credit card for her mistress. She was able to run all over you like a red carpet at a Avengers movie premiere. She walked all over this Omega male. I mean, this isn't even a beta male. This is, just despicable. A despicable display of, you can't call this manhood. Again, it's Omega male. Look it up. He's below the beta male. He's the last. Just pathetic. There's too many women. Listen, women outnumber men. It's too many women for him to be boo-hooing and crying all over social media and television. The wife said, listen, I'm not getting on camera. I'll leave that to this jackass. This Omega male. That's why I was cheating on you, because you are a Omega male. She was only with you for the money. It sounds kind of like what's going on with Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent. Okay? And how Floyd tries to buy love. And his women always cheat on him. They always get taken by Future. And Future knocking down everything. But you can't buy love. And that's what he was trying to do. And so she just wanted to be loved, actually. She didn't, she wanted to not even be loved. She wanted to get banged. She wanted to get banged. That's it. And this happens a lot. There are a lot of women who are cheating on their Omega males and beta males. And what these guys don't understand is that you can't buy love. She has to want to be with you. This idea that you need this, you need that, that's false. This is a prime example. If she wants to be with you, she'll be with you no matter what you have. Right? But fortunately, she was in a position where she was able to be with two men who had money. Right? And I believe the guy she was cheating on her husband with, he was making between, I think, $80K a year. Something like that, in a set between 70 and 80K a year. So she was dealing with men who had careers, who had style. Well, not this Omega man. Not this Omega male. He didn't have any style. See, what he didn't understand is that he wanted to stay home and cuddle. She wanted to travel. She wanted to get banged on the beach, and she just wanted that lifestyle. And she married a guy who can't do that for her. However, he can provide the lifestyle that she wants. And she can do that herself because she has a great career also. So now you have a situation where if you live in these states like North Carolina, South Carolina, other states who have these type of laws on the books, you can get paid if your wife cheats on you. And see, another thing, the wife isn't punished. You can't sue her. Pay attention to these laws. You can't sue her. He has to sue the guy. So again, she has avenues to where she can get out of the mess she created. Sounds familiar, huh? And even if you could sue the wife, but let's be fair, there are some cases where the female had to pay the male, but that's rare. That's a rare situation to where if he actually funded everything and he can prove it. Say, listen, she wasn't working and I took care of him for this long, X, Y, and Z. So they'll say, okay, well, since she's up on her feet, then she will reimburse you then. And they normally do that with interracial couples. They normally do that with interracial couples. If the person is white, they make sure that the black person has to pay the white person, whether it's male or female. There's enough evidence out here where, you understand that is a valid argument, a valid statement. But this white male put laws in place, and I would like to see how many black men benefited from this law. Probably like 0%. Black men typically don't do things like this. It's a loss. It's a loss. We take the L and move on. We're not trying to take you to court because you banged our wife. We're not crying. Well, you got some, like, we haven't done this, but I've seen some very, very pathetic display of black men in being thirsty, which Thirsty Black Men Part 1.5 will be dropping soon. I have more footage. And so when I come across stories like this, they're hilarious. It's like, dude, he's crying. Guy, that's my wife. What are you doing? So I look at this like, wow, this is classic Omega male and beta male activity. But because he looks so pathetic and so weak in being pushed out of the door, manhandled, crying in front of his wife, that's why she's cheating on you. She wants a man or something that resembles a man. You are a Omega male. If you don't get your way, you boo-hoo and cry and tell your daddy and your mommy, and I need him sued, mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy, I need him sued. I need to sue that guy because he took my woman. This law was written strictly for the Omega males. I wouldn't be surprised if the Omega males of America, which are in the millions, okay, got together and raised money and funded a politician to put this law in place, voted it in. It makes you wonder what else they have on the books. And you're going to hear more stories like this come out because, again, you have a rise, a uptick in Omega males, and they are looking to sue any male. This is his way of keeping you at bay. This is how he showed his muscles. He said, listen, you're going to take advantage of me. No, I'm going to sue you. And I've never followed up about the Fletcher Cox situation, but it looks like she was in love. It looks legit. A lot of people will say, well, dude, he's rich. And that may play a role in it, but she does look like she's having the time of her life. And whatever that means to you, that's what it means to you. We're not going to agree on everything. Right? So I would like to see if a black man does this. I know that brothers have done some things a lot of things that make you scratch your head, but we haven't sunk this low yet. Alienation of affection. That's the law that has been passed for Omega males to use if their love interest, whether it's man or female, gets taken from him. Alienation of affection. Wow. $8.8 million. That's a record. That is a statement. I'm out. Peace.